Good evening, guys. I hope so. I'm live now. Yeah. Good evening, Ayush. Hello, Ayush. Good evening, Irfan. Good evening, Aisha. Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope so. I'm live now. I'm clearly audible and I'm clearly visible to you, and my screen is clear. Okay. Just quickly confirm in the chat if everything is fine from my side, and I'm audible as well as visible to you. Great, great, great. Guys, just type in yes if I'm audible to you. Okay. Okay, great, Raghav. Great. Okay, so let's start this session. Okay, we are actually on day fourth of our bootcamp. It means we just have tomorrow left to wrap everything up and close this bootcamp for us. Okay, so today we will focus on two important things. First is clearing our front-end part. We have to kind of be done with it around half of it. Tomorrow also we have time for the front end and we'll complete the front end tomorrow and host it up tomorrow. Okay. And today, what is the first agenda for us? The first thing that we need to do is we need to deploy the backend that we created yesterday. Okay. And first of all, we will be deploying the backend. We will be seeing how we can deploy this up, and that all things will be done today. And along with that, after deployment, we will move back to the front end part. Okay. So this will be our flow. And in yesterday's class, there was one point that we missed. So that point was actually adding a course. Okay. So as we are going to work on website, there might be a course issue getting arised. So please share the backend link. Yeah, Karthik, I will share it up. I already shared it yesterday, but if you want, I can also share it right now. And right now, the backend has been set as private. It means the code will not be accessible to you right now. Okay, because I am working live, so I do not want any issue of any conflict arising because of too much crowd on the code sandbox. Okay, yeah. So this is the backend link. You can have it. Tanush, there would be something like there will be some error that you would be making. Okay, I cannot actually tell you what is the error that you're making. Okay, because I do not know how you are writing the code. So please go through this. I cannot help you with this by sitting on this end. Okay, you have to kind of debug it on your own. So just compare it with my code. If you find something, then in that case you can go with that. Okay. Okay, great. So the backend code I have added it. So if you want, you can actually save it up for yourself. You would be able to access it later, not now. Now, the primary aim for us right now is to start with deployment part. The code was already done, and one thing that I need to add is the app.use CORS policy. I have added this too. So when you get the code, please refer this to. Okay. Why are we using CORS? Because we will be using CORS in kind of see. The thing is, we made our front end and back end separate, and the front end will have a different origin and the backend will have a different origin, and front end will try accessing the backend services. So CORS will take care of this part. Okay, cross origin thing. So two different origins trying to fetch each other is kind of a conflict that might arrive. Okay, so for that reason we have added the CORS. Yeah, Purushottam, we are at the end we already wrote complete code for the backend. Only thing remaining is we have to deploy up this backend service and then we will be good to go. Okay. Sir, an error coming, no syntax error, but app crashed, red line coming in console. Try seeing what actual error are you seeing up here. There might be some module missing, or else there might be some other related issues. Okay. IP not connecting means the backend database is not actually getting connected. You have to go to Atlas and you have to check which all IPs you have allowed. Okay, that is the only possible solution. And if you are not able to debug, what you can do, you can enable allow all IP on your MongoDB Atlas. Okay, great guys. So let's begin with the deployment. It will take us 10 minutes for the deployment too. So the backend part, I will deploy it up on render. Okay, that's where I am thinking of deploying it up. So before deployment, I need to actually create a GitHub for my GitHub repository for my code. Okay. So for creation of GitHub repository, you have to go on this option of export to GitHub. I hope so my screen is visible to you, right? Okay, great. I think so my screen is visible. So you have to go on this option of export to GitHub. Okay. Click on this option of export to GitHub. Okay. Yeah, Hardik, it means you have some syntax error. Okay. If your app is crashed, it means you have missed something and there is some syntax error from your end. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, let's export it up. Okay. Click on export to GitHub. And when you click on that option, you get an option to create repository. Okay. At IDM frontend code, it says module not found error. It means there is certain modules that are missing. So please find those modules that are missing and try installing that modules. Okay. This is clear cut error that module not found means you have missed any of the module. Okay, let's get back. Okay, for 5 10 minutes, I will not take any doubts. I will directly deploy it up and then I will get back to the chat. So go on the create repository button, click on create repository, and you have this name already predefined. You can use this. Then the visibility change to public. Why? Because we will try to fetch the repository by using a third party application that is render. Okay. So the deployment of the backend will be done on render. So you can keep it as public and click on create. It will take you around 1 minute at max. If internet is good, it might take only 30 seconds for you. Okay, fine. So once it gets created, I will move to my GitHub and I will check if my repository has been created or not. Okay, just wait for a certain moment. Okay, fine. It's taking longer than I am expecting it to. No problem. Let it complete, and I hope so. It is. Done. Okay, now it's done. So now I will move to my GitHub and I will check if my repository has been created or not. Okay, so go to your GitHub. I hope you have your GitHub already there. You should have an account on GitHub. Just sign into your account, and once I am in, I would be able to see my backend code. Okay, so my repository has been created. So repository name is to do backend, and now I have to deploy this particular backend service now. Okay, so what I have to do, next thing that I will do, I will move to render. So we will be using render for deployment of backend code. For front-end code, I will tell you tomorrow what we are exactly going to use. Okay, so just quickly, let's move to render. And on render, we will actually use free service, not any paid service or any other thing. So click on get started. Okay. So as I am also creating a new account on render for you. So let's go with get started. You can use the option with sign in with GitHub or else getting started with GitHub. Okay. So you have to authorize render, do all this necessary tasks. Once you have done this, you will be in your render dashboard. Now, when you are in your dashboard, you will see two, three options. First is static site, web service, private service, background worker, key value, post GRE, and cron job. So only important things that you need is two things that is static or is web service. So our code is backend code made with Node.js. It means we have created a web service, okay, or else we can call it as API server. So for that reason, we will choose this option of web service. So you have to go to option of new web service, click on new web service, and you will get option to fetch the code from any of these platforms, either Git Basket, GitLab, Bucket, or else GitHub. Okay. Great. So you have to click on GitHub, and then it will ask you certain permissions to authorize. So you will click on install and other purpose. Okay, so that is background function. You have to do it on your own. Fine. So once I have authorized my GitHub, okay, dev box is not found. I can't open the link, sir. Obviously, you will not find the dev box because I have made it private for now. After the session, it will again be set back to public. Once it's again set back to public, then you can access it. Okay. Right now, I do not want any interference in my dev box, so I have made it private. Okay, so great. So now what I want to deploy it up. So out of the list of all available ports, I need to deploy my to-do backend. So I will click on to-do backend. So once I click on to do backend, I will get necessary settings for deployment. Okay. So you can keep the name as it is. You do not need to change it up. If you need, or if you want, then obviously you can because it is user choice name. Then move down. The language is already set to Node. No need to change that. Branch is also set to main. No need to change that. Region. It's not your concern. You do not need to change the region. And the build command also no need. And the run command also no need. So the file name is actually index.js. So it will run fine. Now over here you have different options. Okay, you have different options to choose CPU. So for sure you will not choose any paid CPU. Okay, no starter, no standard, no pro, no pro plus, anything that is paid should be skipped. You have to directly go to free. Why? Because we are learning, we are not actually deploying a application that will generate us revenue. No, this application will not generate us revenue, but we are learning, we are creating application for a knowledge purpose. So for that case you have to go with free service. Okay, so click on free. Once you have selected free, move more down. Now in the last class I remember I kept a kind of URL that was environment variable. Okay, so now I have to add that environment variable right here. Okay, so let me add the name. So the name of my environment variable was mongo URL, and I had certain value for that URL. Okay, so the value that I had, just give me a moment. So the connection string that we used yesterday, so we created an environment variable on our code sandbox, right? So same way over here too, we need to create that environment variable here also. Okay. So click on this and add the value environment variable of PC for the site. No, and not for the PC, neither for the site. The environment variable, see. We are not talking about the environment variable of the PC. We are talking about the environment variable that we already set in the code sandbox. So right here, the environment variable that we added was Mongo URL, okay? Not the actual environment variable that you set up for PC or site. No, not that. Obviously not that. Environment variable of Mongo connection string. We created it in the form of URL, right? Environment variable. So you have to add that. Fine. So I have added it up and done. Then I will click on deploy web service. Okay. So once I have clicked on deploy web service, it will start the deployment. And let's wait and let's see, there should not be any error getting shown on us. And you can see the log getting shown. Okay. So one by one, every process is going on, fetching packages and other works. So we'll give it a 2 minute. Okay. It will take around 2 minutes for me to completely deploy it up. So once it's done, we'll again see it up. Okay. So it will first of all deploy everything, and it has completely built successfully. Okay. So next thing that we have is we have to see the link. Okay. Okay. So next thing that we have is we have to check for the link where we got. So right now the build was successful and it is deploying and it's running node index.js and it's wait and fine. Okay, so this is the actual endpoint link for us. Okay, obviously you will get a cannot get. Why? Because we have to authenticate our origin, or else we have to authenticate our user. Okay, so now this is the link. This is the endpoint that we will use in our front end too. Okay, this is the endpoint that we are going to use in our front end too. So let's do one thing. We have already done our login. Okay, and we have already done a sign up. So we will add that up. Okay, I will add it later. Once till this point, we have deployed our backend successfully. Okay, yeah, I know I have revealed my password of MongoDB. Obviously, I will delete that cluster. I know. Okay, and even if you access that up, you are not going to get anything. I will delete the cluster and I will reset my password. Okay, fine. Okay, so with this, we are done with this part. Okay. Now, what next do we need to do? Our backend is deployed, our things are completely done. And now, is there any doubt from your side till this point? Is there anything that you do not understood or anything? Okay, except except copying the password that you just saw while I was adding in the environment variable. Except that, you can leave that up. Okay. Obviously, you do not need to reveal the password and username. And for that, I will reset it after the session. Okay. Guys, whatever you try, at some moment there is a certain case where your passwords, your API endpoint, or other things might get revealed. Okay, no need to worry or panic. First of all, the database that you are using should be low risk database. It should not be high risk in which you have kind of important information stored. So right now the database that I am using is not a kind of high value database, obviously. Okay. And second thing, obviously I will change the password. So do not worry about this. Okay. We didn't get that. You will not get the app. This is the backend service. Backend service will not be any, will not show any output right now. This is the backend service for get, put, post, patch, other requests that we have to make. We haven't deployed the front end yet. Okay. So we will make the front end now by using this deployed link. So can we deploy it on GitHub page? Yeah, you can try deploying it upon GitHub page. Best thing, but would be try deploying it up on render. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, so the first agenda that we had was Tanush. The deployment was going on right now. So the backend was getting deployed. Yeah, Buddha will share the backend link. Do not worry. Aman, because this is a full stack application, and the most standard way to create a full stack application is actually creating backend and front end services differently or else separately. Okay. So once you have created something separately, the deployment part will also be separate. So first of all, you have to deploy the backend service. Once backend is deployed, by using the deployed service, you have to develop your front end. You have to test your front end, and then after test and development, everything is done. Then you will actually deploy the front end part with the updated deployed link of backend. Okay, so that is why we are deploying backend and front end separately. Okay, no Purushottam, you do not need to pay. I told you that you have to use the free service. Okay, guys, no one will go with the paid service. Please, no one will go with the paid service. Okay, no problem, Tanush. If you start in the starting, you are not familiar with the thing. You have to try it on your own once or twice, then it will be great. The first index project is still running on port 8080. I didn't do the success outputs in the morning. The success output is that itself. Okay, the port your server that is running on 8080. It means you do not have any syntax error. More functional testing we will do once we are done with the front end part. Okay. Preview 8080 is not coming in my editor. Even if you try previewing it, you will not get any significant output. Okay. You can reload the window. If you're not getting preview 8080, try running npm start. That will run your server. Okay. Yeah. You- Yeah, I'm audible to you, right? Can you provide notes for sessions? Yeah, you will get the note. The sessions in which we wrote note in that sessions, you will get it. For those sessions in which we haven't, so for sure you are not going to get any note for that. Okay, fine. Okay, so I hope so. There is no error till this point. I hope so we are clear with deployment. Okay. I am going slow for the deployment part because I know there is certain errors, there is certain problems that you might face. Okay. I don't want to rush you up into it. Okay. So I tried it 3 times. What Ayush, what did you try 3 times? Can you tell me what did you try 3 times? I am not actually getting clearly what did you try. So previous error option not coming in my. Okay, the npm start is not working for you, right? It should actually work. After creation of your GitHub repo, you will not get the option. Okay, you have to get back to your original code sandbox because once you create a Git repo, it takes you to a new Node.js template. Okay, so in that case, it will not work. So I go get server run as usual for some time. That shows crashed, waiting for the file changes. It means there is certain functionalities that is actually running in the beginning, but once it is coming to the end, then it is actually failing it up. Okay, Adi Hassan, the deployment failed, right? Okay, you have to, in this case, you have to read the log. Okay, so in this case, you would be getting a log of why your deployment actually failed. There would be certain syntax error or there would be certain issue that you would have made. So please go through that issue. You can use kind of AI tool for debugging it up, not actually for developing, but in case of deployment and debugging part, you can try using it up. Okay. Rekha, I already told you, you will not be able to get any previous classes attendance. Okay. So the problem with it is the attendance gets closed after some time. So I would not be able to provide you. Fine. Okay, guys. So the backend part is done. Okay. Can we move to the front end part now? Guys, I hope so. The backend part is done from your side too. Can we move to the front end part now or not? Sir, run server. Server is already running. Why do we need to again run the server? My server is already deployed and it is running. I do not need to worry about my server now. Yeah, I will move to link this work. Okay. Link the backend with the front end. Okay, great. So now we will move with the front end part. And in the front end part, let's see what we have already done. So I told that back login will be done by me, and I told you to complete the sign up, and I hope so you are done. I have already added the code for sign up too for you. Okay, so everything, including whatever required, has been added. But the endpoint link that I have added right now is not the new link. So we will change this login and sign up link and we'll add the new deployed link for us right now. Okay. So what is my new link? My new link is this one, right? So let me deploy, sorry, let me add this new link to my code and then we will be good to go for now. Okay. So the testing part we will start after we are also done with the app.js page, that is landing page. Okay. So once we are done with that too, and in that case, we will start our testing, not before that. So we need each and every page to be done first of all to start our testing part. Okay. So this is done. Okay. So what I did, I actually added my deployment link. Okay. Send front end code link. Okay. Just wait a minute. Private, right? Okay. I will send you the front end code link. Yeah, it's there, and you can actually add it up. There's certain issue with the chat box today because I'm not able to pin the chat on the top. So I hope so you manage with it. Okay. I'm trying to pin the chat on the top, but it's not giving me the option. So that's why I am not able to pin any of the chats on the top. Okay. Nikhil, it means either the routing that you have created is wrong or else the code in login.js has some issues. So please debug it up. Okay. That's the only possible solution that I can give you right now because that blank screen tells you that might be a case there would be some syntax error or there might be the routing problem. Okay. So right now, if I go to my slash login, it should show me this preview. Okay. Yeah. So this will be my login page. Right now, this is my login. And if I go with another route of sign up, SIGN sign up. So in case of sign up, the output will be kind of same. Okay. Why do you have two returns in your login.js? In app.js, we had to return, so I corrected it out yesterday itself. Sorry. Okay. So in app.js, we had two returns. So I actually rectified that error in yesterday's session itself. So if you also have two returns in app.js, please rectify it up. Okay. So right now, this is how my app.js looks like. Okay. And I will be writing all my codes inside this app. Okay. So without knowing the program, is it useful for us? Ganesh, you should know the basic, okay? Without knowing the program, what actually are you not knowing, okay? Nikhil, how will you be able to ask me a personal question? Okay, yeah, guys, we are too slow right now. Okay, let's wake up and let's move forward. We do not want to actually get stuck at this point. Okay, the deployment is done. I hope so. Everything is clear for you, and let's go. I have taken too many doubts right now today, and now so, first thing that we did yesterday was creation of routes. Okay. So we will actually change some routes. Okay. We have already done the slash login and slash things. So certain changes will be added. So in case of element, I was taking in a token and I will show my application based upon the token that I get. I hope so I do not run into error. If I run into error, we'll rectify it up. Okay. So if my token is there, then I will go with my main app. If I do not have my token, in that case, I have to go to my login page. So this is kind of a gatekeeper. Okay. So this gatekeeper will only allow my user to enter if and only if he or she has already logged in. Okay. If he or she has not actually logged in that case, it will not allow the user to get inside. So this is what I am trying to do in this case. Okay. So for slash path, when the user will try to directly access through the domain, suppose you have an endpoint, you have endpoint of localhost 3000, okay, and you have a login at localhost 3000 slash login. So now what happens is if you do not apply this functionality, so in that case, if your user directly goes to localhost 3000, if your user directly hits to localhost 3000, in that case, without any login, he or she will be able to see all the outputs, and we do not want that to happen. So for that particular reason, we are adding a check functionality. Okay. So in this ternary operator, what's happening? So we are checking if token is true or not. If the token is actually true, in that case only we are allowing the main app to get shown on the screen. If it is set to false, in that case we will send that user directly to login screen. So where user would be able to log in, or else if he or she has not created his or her account, then they will create their account over there. Okay, so that's what we are doing in this case. Now we have other works to do. That is we will start with use state thing. Okay, so we will be using use state and use effect. So use state will be used for managing the state and use effect will be used for fetching some data. Okay, so use state comma use effect from React. Okay, so this has been added and fine. Great. Okay, and login sign up is also done. Okay, yeah, tech move. There is no problem with the starting from the front end, one day, first day. there is some cases where you might get certain confusion. See, guys, there is no shame in going back to the first lecture and understanding things again. Okay, please do not kind of feel ashamed or do anything that type. You, if you're understanding, if you're learning something new, obviously you will have some problems. Okay, great. So in app, we will have some states. So let's understand what state do we have. Yeah, so you can kind of ignore this error, or we will fix that error later. Okay. So token is not defined. Obviously, token is not defined because we haven't created the token yet. Place types of error. Okay, fine. So let's first of all create our token itself. Okay, const token, comma set token will be my first user state. Okay, is equals to user state. So by default, what will be my token? So token I am taking from the cache. So while I did my login work, while I logged up, in that case, what I did, I actually stored my token in my cache, system cache. So I have to take up my token from local storage. So that's why I'm doing local storage and get item. Okay. So local storage dot get item, and I stored my token with the name of token itself. So for that reason, I am creating it as token. And now you see what happened. So by default, I do not have any token stored. So that is why token is empty. And for that particular reason, I am directly going to my sign in page. Okay. It is sign in or sign up. So it is going directly to the sign up page. Okay. Fine. So now let's do my next state that we can do. Okay, so along with the token, I will pass my task that I am getting from my API also into my task state. Okay, so task comma get task is equals to use state, and by default, my use state will be, what will be my use state? It will be an empty array. Okay, my state will be an empty array. Fine. Okay, guys. Yeah, guys, you will not get attendance right now. Okay, I will share it up close to 8 o'clock today. Fine. Okay. So two states has been done. One for managing the token and another one for managing the task. So the task will get stored in my empty array. Now, what is the next thing that I need to take care of? So after task, one thing more. So for my application, I am also having a filter option. Okay. So I already told the task that we will create have will have two things. Okay. So the backend does not get being deployed. Ishita, check for the log. There would be certain error that would be popping up on your screen. So check that error. What is the error that you would be getting? Okay. So there are two possible errors. Might be a case there would be syntax fault, or else there will be a dependency mismatch. That can also be, or else there will be module not found. Okay. These are the possible errors that we can expect. Fine. Okay, so we are applying filter based upon the priority of the task as well as based upon completed or not completed. Okay, so we'll apply that too, and for this we'll create a filter. Okay, so first thing is we have a filter status, and then we have a set filter status. Okay, so by default, the status and filter status will be where to find the Mongo URL. Mongo URL connection string, you will find it on the MongoDB atlas. Okay. Try finding it up on Mongo atlas over there. We'll get a connection string. Okay. Fine, guys. Done. So there is one filter, and then we have to apply one more filter. One was based upon status, and one was based upon priority. Okay. So it will be set filter priority. Okay, and this will also be set as all for default case. Okay, so by default it is set. Cores are not found, error is shown. Cores are not found, it means there is no dependency, or else there is no module of cores installed. Please install it up, and then you can use. Okay, and you have to also import that module by using. Mongo server selection error. There is certain issue with the internet mania. If your deployment is successful, then it should work fine. Okay. Yeah, local storage will be used for the system only. Whatever data we are storing, it will not be stored on any other system. It is local cache. Okay, fine, done. So we are done with one thing of creation of states. Now, what is the next thing that we need to do? Okay. So today, what aim do I have? So today I am trying to complete all the fetching process and other things. Okay, and then tomorrow I will try showing those outputs on the screen. So that's what I am aiming for today. So now let's do. So what we will do now is okay. So we will start with the fetch process. Okay. So in case of fetch task, so fetch task, and we are going to use async await to in this case. So async. So in async, what we will pass? We will pass token inside. Okay. Why we are passing token inside? So that we can tell my backend that I have already logged in and I do not need any kind of authorization again. And will store my response. So const response is equals to, okay, const response is equals to, I should have started a VS Code because I'm familiar with the interface and the mission. Yeah, Tanush, if you are having issue with the code sandbox, you can shift back to VS Code also. Okay. The main important thing over here is learning. So wherever you learn best, you can use it up. Okay. So we are trying to fetch. Now, what will be the endpoint? So the endpoint will be this, and along with this, we will add slash tasks. Okay. So in backend, we had one endpoint as uh, post or middleware, and yeah. So this was my backend one middle point, one middleware that was slash tasks. So I have added it up over here. Okay, so this is the place from where I will be tasking up, from where I will be fetching up my data in this case. Okay, fine. So after my data has been fetched, I have to do certain functionalities. And what will be those functionalities? Let's see. So after fetching of data, I will do one thing. That is along with data, along with my post request, I need to send a header. Okay. So header will have authorization header. Okay. So authorization header is required. So see, someone asked me back in last session or day before that session that why are we not using Postman to actually test our API. Why? Because we need to send some authorization bearer. Okay, for that particular reason, we did not use actual Postman. Okay, so over here it will come bearer. Okay, so who actually has that token, and then inside this dollar symbol, and then you will have your token inside this. Okay, so this is your authorization header. Okay, you have made your authorization header. It's fine, looks great, and now your fetch request has been sent. Now you have sent a fetch request along with the header, and next thing that you have to do is you have to manage the response. So you got your response and you have to take out the data from that response. So await response dot data. Okay, so we are doing response dot data or else not data, but actually JSON would be fine because we are getting a JSON response from our backend. Okay, so const data is equals to await response dot data. Deploy getting failed. Yeah, the only solution that I can tell you from here is to check for all dependencies. And if possible, can you actually write the log that you're getting? There would be certain error in the log. Okay, there would be reason mentioning why your deployment has been failed. Okay, fine. No, Aryan, attendance link will not be shared. If you are waiting for attendance, you have to wait 20 minutes more. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I got my data. Now, next thing that I need to do is I need to print to my console and I need to tell that the data has been found for this fetched task. Okay. So I can actually do a console to my console window to check it out if my data has been found and what actually data has been found. Now, once I have found my data, I have to set that data to my this should be set task, okay? This should be set task. Fine. So once I have obtained my data, I will set that data inside this user state. That was my empty array. So I will do set task, okay? So set task and let's make it plural, set task, okay? Because we are going to store multiple tasks in this case, okay? Wait. Your password is appreciated often. My password has not been much and uh, yeah, this is a warning. This is not an error. So if you get a warning, it does not mean your deployment will fail. Warning does not fail your deployment. There would be a certain error. Okay, always remember. Warning will you will get warning for depreciated packages and other things. So it does not mean that your deployment will get failed. Okay, so warnings and errors are kind of different. Others.jet new DNS error this finding name distort host name. DNS exception, we cannot actually debug the DNS exception right now, okay? So DNS kindly deals with domain name provider, okay? So right now there is problem with the domain name provider and we do not have any control over domain name provider, okay? So you can wait for some moment if the error gets resolved on its own. If it does not get resolved on its own, you can try with different name for your application, okay? So the DNS should actually give you a unique name on its own. You do not have to do anything in this case. Fine. So we have added our data inside my set task. And with this, I have obtained my data. Okay. So my data has been obtained. Now, what is the next thing that I need to do in this case? Nothing. Okay. Things are done. Then comes my use effect. So why will I use a use effect? So I will use a use effect for my token. So use effect and I will check if I have my token with me or not. If there is my token, so in that case, I will fetch my token or else fetch my task. Okay. So if I have obtained my token, in that case, I will call my function that is fetch task. What was the name of the function? Okay, fetch task was the name of the function. Let's give it separately because I do not create anything fetch task. Okay. Yeah, so I will call this function and I will pass my token. Why am I passing my token? So my token is related to my user ID. Okay. So in my fetch task function, I am sending my token to call my function, and this token will be used to find my user ID. And once my user ID is found, I will fetch all the related task that is stored based upon my user ID. Okay. That's what I am doing right now. Okay, and use effect has a deciding factor that is token in this case. So if there is change in token, in that case, this use effect will run again. Okay, fine. Yeah, Vibrant, good morning. If you are outside of India, if you are inside India, then it will be good evening right now. Okay, I'm unable to open the code sandbox to view the output. Yeah, with the code sandbox that I say shared with you right now, it's actually private for now, so you would not be able to access it. Okay. Okay, great guys. So the thing is we have taken the data. Data has been fetched. So I will write a comment on the top, fetching the task. So this was for fetching the task, and now let's move to the next thing. What is the next thing that we need to complete? So after the task has been fetched, now we have to add an option to log out. So I will also give a feature to log out my user. So I will give it a log out feature. Okay, guys, you can stop accessing the code sandbox. It will not be able to. Okay. So when I click on logout, I will reset my token to an empty string. Okay, and I will change it in the local storage. Okay, so I will remove item, and what item I removing? Token. Okay, so I set a token, and right now I am removing a token. So this will only get when I actually click on logout. Okay, and I will reset my set task back to empty array. Okay, so this is the functionality that I'm doing. So the set task has been reset back to empty array. Fine, looks great. Okay. Yeah, Aryan, wait for some moment and you will get the attendance link. Okay, we are yet to do many functionalities. Okay, we have to implement one by one because tomorrow is the last day and we have to finish these things up quickly. Okay, great. So now we have added the fetch task. Now we have to add a add task function. Okay, add task. So add task and we need a async, and inside the string again I will pass a text. Okay, so I will pass a text inside this. Fine. So const add task and text will be passed in this case. Fine. Okay, so in this case what I will do, I will send a post request to my API and I will tell my API to store my new task. So const response is equals to await, and then I will do a fetch. So inside this I will add my URL. So the URL is actually uh, this one is my URL along with slash tasks. Okay, so this is my URL, and the post URL and the get URL is same. So this is my URL right now. And now inside this, I also need headers. Okay, so there are certain headers that I need to add, and what all headers do we need? So before header, I need to tell my URL or else tell my backend that the type of request that I am doing is post request. Okay, and I am sending in some headers. So headers and fine. So what all headers are we sending? So first header that we are sending is uh, content type is my first header. Okay, so content type in this case would be JSON or else form data or else application. Okay, so application comma JSON will be my type, and along with this, I also need to send the authorization. Okay, so I send the authorization in case of get to. Okay, so authorization and same thing I am going to copy it from the top. So this will be the same thing that I need right now. Okay, so I have passed my authorization to, and now I will add it up. And now after I have added a new task, I need to again reset my task state. Okay, so after this addition of new task, I should get an auto update and I should get the new task getting displayed on the screen. Okay, so for that reason I will create one more thing. Wait a minute. So header task it's done. Fine, that's good. Fine. Okay, so it will come out of this. I need to get inside this. There should be one small closing bracket. I think so we messed it up. Yeah, so there should be one small closing bracket, and this is fine. Okay, not this bracket, but we'll choose this bracket. And wait. Let me check how many brackets did we close. This one was one here. That is one here. What we are missing is we are missing a curly. So I added a curly braces. It looks fine. And is there anything else we are missing? No, not fine. Yeah. So then there was one bracket missing, and one thing more that I need to add is body over here. So I will get a response in form of body, sorry, in form of JSON, and I need to add that response. So the text that I send up will be my response, and so I am actually trying to create whole of my request. Okay, so the request will contain my text, and along with text, I will contain it will contain status. So by default, the status will be set to pending. Along with status, it will also contain priority, and the priority will be by default set to medium. So you can change the priority on your own if you like. So right now I'm setting it up to medium. Okay, fine, looks great. So once this has been done, I will add this new task to my set task. Okay, const new task is equals to, so my new task has been created, and await response. Okay, dot JSON. So I will take up my new task as a response, and I will create a new task. Okay, so set task. Now, again inside this dot. Why are we adding three dots? Because we are trying to separate them up, and comma new task. Okay. So what I did in this case, I actually added a new task for the user. So adding new task for the user. That's what we actually did in this case. Okay, fine. Clear, guys? Guys, is everything clear till this point? We added three things. We added a get request, we added logout, we added add new task till this point. Okay, so next thing that we need is delete task and other things. Okay, so let's move to it. Crystal clear. Great, great. If you are crystal clear, then fine. So next is deleting task. So let me go with delete task operation. So again, same thing. In this case, we'll make a request. So what type of request am I going to make? I'm going to make a delete request. So const delete task and async. So in this case, what I will be passing? I will be passing ID. Okay, because deletion requires ID. So const delete task is equals to async ID, and let's get to await fetch and my endpoint. So this is my endpoint, not this, but actually this is my endpoint, and there will be some changes in my endpoint in this case. So what is the change that I need to do is, so along with my endpoint, I will have slash task slash column ID. Okay, so this will be my complete endpoint, I think so. Yeah. Now this is complete endpoint, but right now I need to pass ID, and ID is a variable. So it will be ID, and it will go in this. And we need an asterisk symbol for this case, not a double inverted comma. Fine. Okay. So this is my actual endpoint that we are going to use. And now, what all other things do we need? We need a header. Obviously, we need a header. So before header, we need a method. So what method are we using? So we are using a delete method. Okay. So we will use a delete method. Along with delete method, we'll use a header. So headers. Okay. So inside header, we'll pass one thing that is authorization. So authorization we already wrote, and we'll copy this authorization again. Okay, so this is the request that I'm sending for deletion. Okay, and once this request has been sent, I have to reset my again set task function. Okay, so set task state, what it will do, it will remove that particular task out of the array. Okay, so it has to be done, and now let's do that part. Fine. So we'll do set task and task dot. So what we'll do, we'll apply a filter based upon my task. Okay. So in this filter, what we will do, we will match our ID, and we will remove that task with that particular ID. Okay. Task dot underroad ID is not equal to the ID that has been provided to us. So in set task, we are actually filtering out that particular task. Okay, it will get deleted from database, but we have also a state in which we are storing all those tasks, and for that particular reason, we are going to update our task in this case. Okay, So this is one more case, and after deletion, we have another thing that is updation of my status. Okay, that is updation of my status. Now, status, let's update my status in this case. So we have two status. Okay, either your task is completed, done, or else your task is incomplete. So we will add the functionality to update that status. Okay, so let's begin. We'll add it one by one. So we need to add two things. One is status updation, and another one is priority updation. So the status and priority updation will have same kind of functionalities. So we'll write one and we'll copy and paste for the other, and we'll change certain things. So let's go with the update the status. Okay, so this will be my function, and I can write a complete name. Update task status equal to, and it will be async, and fine. Okay, so in async, what we are going to pass, we will pass two things, that will be id as well as the current status. Okay, current status. So these are the two things that we are going to pass, that is id as well as current status, and fine. Okay, so let's create the function. And so before updation of status, we have to understand what was the actual status right now and what is the new status that we are trying to add. So new status is equals to, so we will check if my current status, so if my current status is equals to, okay, guys, you do not have to start a fight in chat. Okay, you are here to learn. Just take your session and go back and complete this all parts. Do not learn, sorry, do not fight over here. So if my status is set to pending, then I will set it to complete. Or else, if my status is not pending, I will set it to pending. So this is what I will try doing in my new status option. Okay, I'm checking if my current status is equal to pending, and the current spelling is wrong, so it should be CU. Fine. Okay, happy birthday, sir. It's not my birthday today. Might be so similar to this, but kind of different too. So over here, my endpoint asterisk symbol. Sorry, let me copy it again. Okay, so this is my endpoint, and I have one more thing to start. Okay, guys, is any problem from my side? Is there any internet issue? Guys, is there any internet issue or any video lag or anything? Okay, there was a temporary fine. Okay, it's fine right now, right? Okay, great. So now what I was doing was setting up the task. So it will be slash ID, and along with the ID, you need to pass the status. Okay, so this will be my complete endpoint for now. So along with my complete endpoint, the method that I will use in this case will be my patch method, and I will pass headers. Okay, so headers in this case will be two things. One is content type as well as authentication variable. So the content type we have already written on the top, I think so. Okay, so we'll copy it up, and no need to write it again. So this is my header. Okay. So header has been added. Looks great. Okay. Yeah, Irfan, I will send you the attendance form just in a moment. Just wait. Fine. So status has been updated, and there is one more thing. So body.stringify. So the detail that I am actually sending in. that should be in the form of string. So I will do a stringify operation. Okay, so body is equals to JSON dot stringify, and I am sending in two things. That is, first thing is my status. So status will be set to my new status. That's what I am sending along with my request. After my status has been updated, okay, after my status has been updated, I will update it up for my task. Okay, so updated task is equals to await. Okay, response dot JSON. So updated task is equals to response dot JSON, and this will actually wait a minute. Where is the error? Okay, so this should actually come outside. This will not sit inside of it. This will be here, and we have to close this bracket right now. Fine. Okay, guys. For INH, why are you spamming numbers? Okay, fine. So response.json has been added, and now I will update my task. And for my task updation, set task. So set task will be updated, and task dot map. Yeah, I'm giving you attendance from just wait a minute. Okay, I will not stretch it up much for you. We'll have one more thing that I need to complete, and once it's done, I will give you. Okay, so this is what I will do. Okay, so task.map, task, and task.id, and equal to id. Fine. So once I have found my task that is need to be updated, I will update the task in this case. Okay, so updated task will be set. If there is nothing like that, then I will set it back to task only. What is the error that I'm getting? Cannot assign read-only properties object as a restricted token. There is any problem, right? Task has been added. Looks good. There is no error in this space. Okay. Spelling error on 85. So there is certainly one more error that we have made. Not we, actually, I have made. Set task is added. Okay. Line number 85 concept data separate response of yeah, it's corrected. Line number 85 is corrected. Okay. Await response has been added. There is no need to worry about this. I'm getting a response problem over here. So body.json.stringify. This looks fine, right? This is fine. Status is equals to new status. Yeah, I'm searching on line of 86. What is the error that I have made? Task dot underscore ID is equals to ID, and the task task. Mm, submit task await response dot JSON. Wait a minute, guys. Let me debug it up. Let me see what is the error that I have made. Okay, fine. Yeah, so there was a semicolon that I added. It should not be semicolon, but it should be a comma. Fine. So this was update task functionality. Along with update task, I need to add one more, that is update priority. So once I am done with update priority, then I will share you the attendance link. So the port will be kind of similar. So we'll use that up. Okay. So in this case, we'll change the name to update task priority. Okay. Fine. Yeah, Mighty Soul, you can stop spamming numbers, random numbers in your chat. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, I need to pass two things. One is ID, and another one will be new priority. So I will pass new pri- new priority in this case, and new priority. Fine. So now I can remove this up completely. Looks good. And response for response, I will update this up, and it will be priority for now. And the method should be patch itself. Everything is great. This one is 25. Over here, it should be priority. And over here, it should be new priority. And looks great. And only thing that we need is fine. Okay. Rest all is fine. Fine. Okay. So the this updation of priority has also been added. And as you are hungry for attendance form, let me give you the attendance form. Okay. Let me give you the day four attendance form so that you can apply your attendance. Again, before adding the attendance form, I am informing you due to some problem. I don't know what's the problem with the chat. I am not able to pin the comment on the top. So please take care of it and actually manage the attendance. Okay. Because I am not getting the option of pinning that comment on the top. Okay, so please manage it up. I have sent it once. If you want, I can send it twice too, so you can have it up. So manage the attendance and apply your attendance. Okay, even if I try to do it from here, if I try to do it from here, wait. Okay, so I'm getting it up here. Okay, is it pinned? Yeah, it's pinned. Now it's getting pinned. Fine. So you can apply. It's already pinned on the top. You can add your attendance, and we have one more small task, filtering task. So we'll add the functionality for that too. Okay. So let's filter the task out and const task filter, or else we can name it as filter task. Okay. So we will filter it out, and based upon what we are going to filter out. So there are different parameters. Okay. So first parameter that we need is filter status. So based upon the status, we will filter out. So if filter status is equals to all, if filter status is equals to all, then we will set it up to task dot status is equals to, or else we can set it up to filter status. Okay. First condition, if my filter status set to all, can you please share the code for both backend and frontend yesterday? I can't wait. Okay, I will share it up. Just wait some minute. Okay, fine. So if my filter status is set to all, I'm checking two things. Okay. One thing is if my filter status is set to all, one thing is that I'm checking. And another thing that I am checking is if my status dot task, or else task dot status is equals to filter dot status. And along with this, I have also to check priority. So for priority, let me add another thing. So if my filter priority is set to all, and task dot priority. Okay, priority is equal to filter priority. Okay, fine. So this will be my function for now. Okay, mostly this looks great. There is no issue till this point. Fine, guys. One thing more. There should be close bracket closing. So this should be a close bracket. It should be okay, great. So we have added them. filter task option 2 in this case. Okay, looks great. So we'll save it till this point. We have added all required JavaScript to update, delete, patch everything required from the front end side. And only thing remaining is UI that we need to actually create tomorrow. Okay, so right now we'll end the session at this point and we'll move the UI for tomorrow. It's not long UI. It will take around 40 minutes for us to complete the UI. And after the UI is done, we will move to the part of completion of our deployment and we'll see what all assignment do you need to do. Okay. So I will add the front end and back end link for you and I will set it to public for now. Okay, for you. So backend 2, I will now set it to public because I don't care if you come on this backend or not because I have already deployed it up. So let me pop it up once. Give me a moment. Fine. So I will copy and paste it up. So this is front end code. Okay. So I am replacing the pinned message. So you can find it out. This is the front end code right here. And we'll add the backend code also. Okay. So backend code will not get pinned because I have already pinned one message. I cannot pin two messages. Okay. Great. Okay. Yeah, Nitish, you will be able to see the live session again. It will not get deleted. Okay. You do not need to worry about this on the channel. When you get on the channel, you will be able to see it. Okay, great, guys. So I hope so. You do not have any doubt till this point. Although we did some complex tasks, I hope so. You went through it. You followed me through that. Okay. Backend I have added. Please check it up. Okay. So now I will close the session at this point with this note. And tomorrow we'll complete the front end part and we'll deploy this application. And that will be the end of this bootcamp for us. Okay. So we did many things. We completed the backend, we deployed the backend. We are close to completion of the front end part two. And once it's done, our to-do list application, full-fledged one stack to-do list application will be done and tomorrow we'll discuss what actual task you have to do. Okay, fine. So thank you guys for joining in the session, and now I will end it up. We'll meet you tomorrow at the same time. Bye bye, guys. Thank you for joining. Good night.